Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the third info session on the call for innovation transfer networks. I'm Jenny Kutsamarku, in charge of communication and knowledge activities at the URBACT Secretariat. And today with me, I have Irina Rotaru, a project officer at the URBACT Secretariat. And together we are going to present you the main activities, but also the main outputs that an innovation transfer network will have to carry out for the next 2.5 years. So before we present you all this, I'm going to ask you a few questions. But first, I'm going to fix this Zoom so you can just see me and Irina. All right. I'm going to zoom a bit more so you can see as well. And you can also see the logo of the URBACT program. And I'm going to ask you a few questions. First of all, who you are. And for this, I'm going to launch now a poll. All right, if I find my poll. Dash. Okay, get ready. So you will see right now on your screen a question about who you are. So, are you a potential lead partner, meaning a city that has been funded under Urban Innovative Actions and have implemented an innovative project, or are you a city interested in transferring an innovative practice, national URBACT point, national authorities, or experts? I'll give you a few more seconds. We are already 72 people today, and this is likely to go up. I can see more than half already connected in the poll. All right. I'll give you a few more seconds. All right, let's see the results. You can see now the results on your screen. Most of you are cities interested in transferring an innovative practice. Very good. And I'm going to ask you another question, which if you have attended the previous info sessions, you will know what this is also about. And the question will be whether you have read the terms of reference of this call for innovation transfer networks. Let's see the results. All right, I'll give you a few more seconds to respond. Almost all of you. Yeah, a few more seconds so everybody responds to the question, and I'll show you the results. All right, let's see the results. So we have 60% of you saying that yes, you have read the terms of reference, but still 40% who haven't. All right, so Irina, will be also a task for you to explain very much in detail what is the call for this innovation transfer network, and also the activities, the outputs, and also give us some hints and tips. All right. Okay, so I'm going now to tell you how this is going to take place. And we have here, let me see. So For those of you who have been already here in the previous webinars, you will know that URBACT is a European Territorial Cooperation Program that we are funded by European Regional Development Funds, and our main objective is to promote integrated sustainable urban development in Europe. So for this, we have three strands of activities, mainly the transnational networks, the capacity building activities, but also the communication and knowledge activities. And today we're going to focus mainly on the transnational networks and specifically on the innovation transfer networks. So I'm going also to, so what Irina is going to present you, please bear with the presentation first, be very attentive to what Irina is going to present you. And please ask your questions once Irina has finished. We have also Clémentine Gravier in charge of networking and capacity building activities, who will be also behind the scenes, and she will be responding to your questions through the chat. So you can ask a question, and most probably Clémentine will respond to you. If she doesn't, then we will pick it up here and we will respond live. All right, let me see whether I can share my screen. I can. Yes. So this is how it's going to take place in terms of rollout. So first, we're going to present you again a bit the benefits. What is it for cities, for the project partners, meaning the transfer cities that want to receive an innovative practice in their cities, but also what are the benefits for the lead partner cities. What is the journey of an innovation transfer network for the next 2 years if your proposal, your application is approved by the URBACT Monitoring Committee, then how these activities will take place within these 2 years, how you can shape the network activities, and we will conclude with expertise. So the support of URBACT experts within these innovation transfer networks. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Irina, please, to guide us through.
Okay, good morning, everybody. As my colleague Jenny already told you, we are going to focus today on the activities and opportunities offered by this call, and also on how to shape the road, the journey of the networks. Also presenting more in detail the networking and learning activities. As you might know, the URBACT program has 3 types of networks, so action planning networks, transfer networks, and innovation transfer networks. Today, we are going to focus on the innovation transfer networks and, as I said, more on the content, on the effective activities that project partners are supposed to take, and what are their benefits, what they have to pay attention to. When we are talking about this call, we are referring to 2 types of partners, that they are the lead partners who have already implemented an URBACT innovative action through the Urban Innovative Actions calls lasting 2014 and 2043. And the idea for them is to further build on the legacy of their innovative project and further develop by using the URBACT method, and also by taking advantage of the feedback and offered by their partner cities, having access to a different perspective and also practices that are provided by their partners. As for the transfer cities, who are supposed to transfer the successful innovative experience that has already proved its effectiveness in addressing the common policy challenge, they are going to have they are going to be funded in order to work together with their peers on a common challenge, and also have access to the different tools that are provided by the URBACT program, and also expertise, and have the possibility to access to a safe test space where they can experience the different ideas and solutions. So different ways to better and more effectively address their urban challenges. So they have the opportunity to make a real difference in their cities through concrete actions. So all of them, both of them, lead partners and project partners, are going to benefit from the support of the URBACT experts, are going to learn how to better involve and maintain on board the local stakeholders by identifying the relevant stakeholders, and together with them creating an URBACT a local group that is going to support the project during lasting the network life, but also beyond it. And they are going to also have more information and be better prepared in order to access some European cohesion funding, but also other European and national public and private funding for funding their actions. So in this journey that lasts for 2 years, for 24 months, there are 3 types of activities that are grouped in 3 work packages. So network management, network level activities, and local level activities. And there are 3 stages. The first stage that lasts for 6 months implies the understanding of the good practice. So it refers to a deep analysis in order to understand what is the innovation about, also understand the transfer readiness level of each one of the partners to prepare the methodology for the network work, for the network activities, and to identify the relevant stakeholders and form the URBACT local groups. So all of these are going to be grouped in the transferability study, that it's the deliverables that it's expected for the first phase. In the second phase, that will last for 1 year, for 12 months, it has 2 phases, and it's the first phase will go more into details of the innovative practice to see exactly which one of the elements of the innovative practice can be replicated, can be adapted for the use of each one of the partner cities, and then how the solution that has been already implemented by the lead partner can be further enhanced, can be maintained and developed, extended, and also can bring more value. Then this part will be also dedicated, the second part of the second phase will be dedicated to the design and implementation of the test action, where each one of the partners will have the opportunity to test different ideas and solutions and prepare for the reuse for the investment plan. So in this second phase, they will also start to draft the investment plan for the project partners, and respectively the continuity plan for the lead partner. And the last phase, that is going to last also 6 months, is going to be dedicated to the finalization of the investment plan and respectively of the continuity plan and sharing of the lesson learned. Here you have a table that shows more clearly which are the outputs that are expected, when they are expected, how many of them are expected in each one of the phases of the project. But this on the left side, you can find, you can see the compulsory outputs. So the transferability study that corresponds to the first stage of the project, the network and communication plan that also corresponds to the first stage. And then there is also about the activities that are expected. So each one of the network is expected to have at least 5 core network in-person meetings, and also to produce some network journals. There are 4 per network that are reflecting the different activities that they are taking along their journey. Then they also need to produce some network articles and a final report. Of course, each one, as I told before, each one of the project partners is supposed to work at the level of the network, but also to work at the local level. So identify the relevant stakeholders and constitute an URBACT local group there who support the implementation of the project, but also is supposed to support this activity after the end of the project. And of course, as I said, the investment plan and continuity plan that are expected to be delivered in their final version at the end of the project. Beyond this, project partners are free to develop some other optional elements, customized a set of exchange and learning activities, and also materials to promote their work, to make the different solutions and ideas that they are developing better understood, clearer communicating them. So they also have the opportunity to, if they want to, and they judge appropriate, to develop further, to propose the further elements that are going to be integrated in their project. So now, as the two essential outputs of the project are the investment plan that are for transfer cities, and respectively the continuity plan that is for lead partners. It's important to understand what is it all about. So when talking about the investment plan, we have to refer to, this includes a detailed analysis that it's motivating why certain projects have included there. So it's explaining the context of the respective city, and it's explaining also why the respective activities, solutions, and projects that are included there are relevant for the city. And also, it includes a more detailed description of the UIA project, so Urban Innovative Actions project, referring, especially focusing on the points that are relevant for the transfer city. It also details the different elements that are going to be implemented, and includes a detailed analysis of the different risks that the planned action might encounter and how they can be mitigated. So it also refers to the operational aspect. It is not supposed to be just a standalone plan that just a wish, a dream that cities are making about their situation, but it's supposed to be a very concrete output that has the capacity to be implemented. That is why it also includes a part referring to the financial aspects, so a budget with the identification of sources of funding. So this is also a very important aspect, and where cities will be helped to identify funding opportunities and to prepare for them, to prepare their plan so that it can be funded. And of course, it's going to have associated monitoring and evaluation framework, allowing the partner to see at each moment which is if there is a problem and to tackle it, but also to assess the level of performance of their work. When it comes to the continuity plan that lead partners are going to develop, it is going to be a very specific plan that is going to be tailor-made, customized, depending on the needs and priorities of the urban innovative action cities. And each one of each lead partners is going to determine a known set of activities that are going to be included in this continuity plan and will benefit of the support from the network lead expert, but also from the other partners, because this is going to be an opportunity to analyze more in detail the innovative action with strong points, but also with different weaknesses, if there is a case, with different challenges and different aspects that may be improved. So it is also an opportunity to gather different suggestions from the part of the partners to improve their project and to improve their activities, and of course the effects of this innovative action. And it's also important because it's considering the cross-cutting aspects as well. So they are going to learn how to better integrate the cross-cutting aspects, referring to gender issues, green transition, and digital transition. Now we are going to talk more about the network activities, how they can they are to be organized and they need to be shaped in order to be effective. So what I would like to stress here is that we are encouraging project partners and lead partners to take an integrated and a participatory approach. This means integrated, that it means to consider many aspects, many policy, to consider at the same time different aspects of different policy fields and also governance levels. Participatory means to identify and to co-opt, to bring in the local stakeholders that are going to be organized in an URBACT local group, and also to design the local level activities in strength relationships, so in synergy with what is happening at the European network level. So the idea is not to make two separate or standard, to consider this project as a standalone activity, but to really embed it in the usual practices that are developed at local level, and to enable a continuous exchange in between the network level activities and the local level activities. So that's why the URBACT local group has an essential role in this context, and also the coordinator of the local group has also a very important role in this sense, in this matter. What we have to take to pay attention to, we are not having an imposed methodology. So each one of the network can have a known methodology. We are encouraging creativity. We are encouraging you to make some proposals that are adapting, that are customized depending on your real needs. So the importance is to really take into consideration the context and adapt depending on it, so that to be more effective and to more effectively address the different urban challenges that the respective partners are confronted with. So depending on this context, on the thematic, there are going to be different types of activities, and also activities at local level, but also at transnational level. so the network level activities that are going to be shaped, so that adapting their length, but also their content, depending on the thematic focus, but also depending on the type of stakeholders that are involved at each time. So this may refer to site visits, but also to peer review exercises. They might go, that might refer to some problem solving while working in a participative way. Some might refer to some structured discussion, analysis session, and as other different activities that can bring real value to the partnership. And these activities, they can be taken with everybody. So the exchanges and learning activities can involve all the partners, or we also may have bilateral or trilateral exchanges between some partners that are particularly interested in a certain aspect or are working on a particular aspect. It is important always to plan in advance so that to be sure that anything is missed, and also use the potential of local stakeholders. So involve them in the activities also for ensuring the sustainability of the activities, the chances of implementation, and also the success of all activities that are being done, to ensure that they are also accepted and taken and by the local people, and they are contributing to their implementation, and they are appreciating more their results. Some other key points is that we are strongly encouraging you to use different types of tools for learning and knowledge. So we are encouraging you to prepare some brief notes that you can distribute before and after the meetings. Also, a very useful tool is a learning grid that includes key learning points for each one of the partners, but also actions to be carried out at local level. So this helps the partner to record the different key points of learning, but also to monitor their actions throughout the journey. And beside this, of course, you can be very creative in developing some other materials, but it's important also to have some elements to support partners and also to support the dissemination of the project at different levels. So some that are work materials that you are going to use at network level, but also for engaging ULG participants, but also some communication material that you can have for disseminating the project and its results at different levels. So when developing your proposals, you are going to think what kind of activities you are going to include in. So it's very important, first of all, to study the guide for applicants that it corresponds to this call. So there you have more details and also some very practical examples of activities that you can include in your proposal, and which are their benefits and which are their connections with the different other activities that you may propose. Of course, it's also important to check the application form to see what are the questions, and to correlate this with the information you have in the guide of applicants. You are finding the application form that is annexed to the terms of reference. Then it's also important to take a look at the assessment criteria, because there are some very clear explanation what is expected in terms of proposition. So these are the main documents that you need to have in mind and correlate in order to be able to efficiently described what you want to do in the expected terms that are used, and also make it clear for yourself and for your partners, but also for the one who is going to assess your proposal, what you want to do and how you want to achieve, and which is the impact that you are hoping for. So at the end, what is important to remember is that the investment and continuity plan should be some drivers for the transnational exchanges, but also some concrete outputs that of the participation in this network that are going to be designed so that to be afterwards useful to help address the different political and urban challenges, to be able to be implemented. So they are going to be structured so that to include very concrete actions, a plan, include also refer to the stakeholders that are involved, but also having the funding that it's necessary. You also have to keep in mind that the transfer journey, although it's a shared experience, it's something that is customized for each one of the transfer partners. So each one of the partners is going to adapt it depending on their needs, their challenges, what they are wanting for, and what is their context. So what they are living, where they are living from, and where they are pursuing to arrive. So it's going to be a distinct project for each one of the partners. And of course, this process, it's going to help project partners to improve their way of working, the analysis of this challenging, also the shaping and the implementation of the different innovative approaches, and also the support that they are provided to local policies and planning. Now, if you have some questions that were not answered yet, so
all right, let's open up the frame. Okay, so are there any questions regarding the journey of an innovation transfer network? Any questions you may have following what Irina presented? There was already a question, Irina, I have to say, that was responded by Clementine. It was about whether we have any examples, any templates of what is an investment plan. And so we do have examples because we have tested already this type of networks in the past. We had 5 networks on this transferring innovative practices. So we do have the investment plans on the website, actually. So if you check right now the chat, you will see the link that Clementine shared, and you can have an idea of what this is about. But exactly as Clementine said, this is something that it can really vary from one network to another because it really depends on the context, it really depends on the practice. So these are just examples. But once you are within an innovation transfer network, you should know that you will also benefit from many capacity building activities, trainings, and specific tools that you can use within your network. And then you will really better understand what you have to do. So there will be guidance all along the way. All right, there are some, also there's another question now. I can see that we've just received, the Clement is about to answer about eligibility, also questions. So this we will not deal with it right now live. Clement will respond, but for any questions regarding eligibility, you can already contact itn@urbact.eu. So Irina and the other colleagues will be there and they will respond to your messages about eligibility issues. All right, so what I propose now, I don't see any other questions for the time being, but now we can still continue asking questions in the chat. I'm going to take this, Irina, thank you very much. I'm going to ask my colleague Eviania Strati to join me just next to me. Eviania Strati is project officer, and she will give us an update about expertise support. So the floor is yours.
Thank you, Jenny, and good morning to everyone. Yes, all this that Irina described so well and in detail might sound overwhelming, but you shouldn't worry because you won't be alone. So there is an expertise support offered by the program. These are the good news. There will be an extra budget that is dedicated to lead and ad hoc experts. Just a second, I just can't change my slide, but thank you, Jenny. So yes, an additional budget is provided for. You will have up to 140 expertise days available throughout the whole duration of the program, and this will be shared between network lead expert. It will be one lead expert that will be supporting the network over the entire duration of the network. And then also at least 2 ad hoc experts that will be joining the network for specific support on a particular policy subject or methodology, communications, etc. Please keep in mind that experts are selected from the URBACT IV pool of validated experts that is available on the URBACT website. And yes, now I would like to focus a bit more on the role of the lead expert, which is quite different from the role of the lead expert of UIA projects, for those who are have been there before. So lead experts, as I said before, will be supporting the partnership over the entire duration of the network, which means that he or she needs to be available and have a high level of professional commitment in order to do this. I mean, it will be up to 100 and 12 days of expertise. So the lead expert will be supporting the partners with knowledge of EU policy framework on the topic tackled by the network. We will be supporting the drafting of the transferability study, the designing and delivering of the network work plan with adequate and necessary variety of exchange and learning activities. Also support with elaborating the main expected results and the network outputs, and will be also coaching and continuously supporting the use of the effective methods and tools so that the design and delivery of the integrated and participatory processes are ensured in the partner cities. Also, the lead expert will be supporting knowledge capture and uptake and communication of the results and provide advice on testing actions. So how to identify, how to look for the right experts, the right lead expert, first of all. So right from the application form, right from the beginning, the expertise needs and the criteria for selection of the experts should be expressed so in the application form based on the expertise framework as outlined in the terms of reference and the guide for applicants. So partners, applicants, they can nominate up to 3 network lead expert candidates in the application form. That would be, again, selected from the pool of experts. And also they have to, this is important, to be at least from 2 different countries and include 1 female candidate. So other experts from the pool might be invited to express their interest in becoming a lead expert also at some point of the process. And then the next step, it will be us, the URBACT Secretariat, who will check all the lead expert candidates, first of all, to identify any possible overlap with other networks and to check the coherence with the criteria of selection as expressed in the application form. The final selection will be agreed upon between the Secretariat and the lead partner, and it will be based on interviews that we will hold with the lead expert candidates. That was all. So thank you, Jenny.
So now it's time, let's open up the frame. Also, we see Irina, so still there's time for questions. There have been some questions that Clementine is answering. All right, here we are. So perhaps a recap while we're waiting for more questions. So you've seen how the journey of an innovation transfer network will look like within 2 years, and also the role of the expert. So we have at least one lead expert, and we can also, an innovation transfer network can also have ad hoc experts. So some other experts coming for additional expertise, more specific focus, perhaps some more precise inputs. So that's the good news. And indeed, Evgenia, you said that these cities that will be involved in this innovation transfer network, they're not alone because there is a constant support from experts, first of all, and you've seen all the range of activities the experts will do. And the good thing also is that these experts are contracted directly by the managing authority of the URBACT program. So they are not contracted by the cities themselves, but this is also a very good solution to avoid any public procurement issues that local authorities may have, and this also takes more time. So this will be a very straightforward approach. These experts are contracted by the managing authority of the URBACT program. And there is also constant support by the URBACT Secretariat. And again, I'm going to highlight this, that within these 2 years, you're going to have meetings with us, online meetings, in-person meetings. So we are going to be there for you whenever you need us, but also we are going to offer some training, some meetings to keep you up to date with the latest evolutions, developments in regard to the program and in regard to the network journey. So you will be very much in touch with us. So you shouldn't be feeling alone or overwhelmed by the quantity of activities and outputs. I'm going to see whether we have any more questions. I can see there are some questions about budget. So all the budget, the template for the budget is available under the Get Involved page. What are the categories that are eligible, the costs that are eligible, and how you can plan your budget when submitting an application. The recordings, of course, of this webinar, and also the recordings and slides of the previous webinar will be also on the webpage of urbact.eu Get Involved. So in this afternoon, we are going to also add the slides of this morning and also the recording. Let me see whether we have any other questions. And I think these are the main questions. I don't see any more. We are a 11:15. If I will wait a few seconds. So if we don't have any other question, I think we can call this an info session. And I will just present you 2 more slides. So it will give you also time if you need to ask more questions. I will just give you a very quick overview of what's coming next. So we will see each other again in almost a month. On the 7th of March, we have planned another info session about the submission of the applications for innovation transfer networks. So this info session will mainly focus on the technical aspects of how to submit your application, any questions, problems regarding to the online platform Synergy, where you will submit your application. Will be mainly the task of the lead partners. So it's mainly for the lead partners, but also partners can participate if you're interested on the topic. It will be mainly focused on this. Perhaps also we can touch a bit of eligibility criteria if there are also some questions about this. But mainly it will be about the submission of the application on Synergy. So the access to Synergy will be available in the coming days. Very shortly in the coming days, either this week or next week, you can already access, you will be able to access Synergy. So stay focused, stay connected on the website, and you will see soon see this access to Synergy on the Get Involved page. All right, so within in a month or so, we will meet again. And in the meantime, I'm going to show you another slide about the national info sessions. So almost in each country, there are info sessions organized by the national URBACT points. So there are still some this week and next week. So as you can see, most of the national URBACT points organize their info days in the beginning of the launch of the call. So to allow more time for the matchmaking amongst partners. I'm going now to see whether we have more questions. I don't see any questions. Right. I do see a question actually. It's about first level controls, first level control costs. So there's a question about the first level controllers. As far as I understood the program documents, we, the projects, have to cover this cost. Is that true?
Yes, indeed.
Irina?
Each one of the project partner has to plan for the cost for covering their FLC work.
So FLC first level controllers.
Yes.
So yeah,
first level controllers.
All right. So can you perhaps explain the concept of first level controllers in case there are some people who don't know what this first level controller is?
The first level controllers are supposed to check the financial declaration of each one of the partners. So each one of the partner has to appoint a first level controller. In fact, there are two cases. They might be countries where it's a centralized system. So there is a list of first level controllers, and the first level controllers are attributed. But there are also a situation in which the country has a decentralized system where each one of the partner needs to choose a first level controller, will check their payment requirement that is going to be submitted in Synergy. And of course, for this work, first level controllers need to be paid. So this budget is going to be included in the overall budget of the network. By each partner is going to have a certain sum of money that is going to be dedicated to this.
Mm-hmm. All right, and these the first level controllers, we can also see them on Synergy, right?
Right.
All right.
In fact, if there's a centralized system, they are already there. They can be seen. So the procedure is easier. But if there is a decentralized system, each one of the partner needs to appoint the first level controller, and it's a special procedure they have to follow. It's a checklist they have to fill in and upload in order to enable the approval of this first level controller at national level. It's a national level authority who approves these first level controllers.
So exactly what there is a question, Irina, while you were talking, there was a question about the list of first level controllers to be chosen if this is delivered by the national URBACT point. But this is not the case. The national URBACT point, their main role is to communicate about the URBACT program, about the calls for networks. It's more communication activities, but also there are some more capacity building activities that they also deliver at national level. So they are not in charge of these technical aspects in terms of reporting, in terms of eligibility. So these questions of eligibility, reporting, first level controls, you should always address them to the URBACT Secretariat and in particular to the ITN at urbact.eu. So these first level controllers will be visible on Synergy. And then, as I told you before, there will be specific guidance provided by the URBACT Secretariat as soon as the networks are approved. And when it's the time for you to report your costs on Synergy, then there will be specific webinars, as you have recently delivered, Irina and Evgenia, where you explain how the reporting will take place on Synergy and how the first level controllers will be able to check also this expenditure. All right. So I don't see any other questions. We're going now to upload all these slides and the recording in the afternoon on urbact.eu. Thank you very much for following. Thank you very much for asking questions, and see you in a month. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.